will going to discuss about or two of the global issues that affects the educational system. So there are many global issues that affects the educational system perhaps. So but now we will just only discuss two of them. So first I have is the digital divide and the educational inequality or access rather. So first let's discuss what is digital divide and how does it affect the educational system. So digital divide is a global issue wherein when you say digital divide, it refers to the gap between those who have access to digital technologies and those who do not. So we can't deny the fact that there are some places or there are some people from other places that don't have the access of technologies and they just learn through um, books or they just use the traditional way of teaching and learning. So in here, this gap has significant impact on the educational system. So there are some things that will be entered in the digital divide. So first, we have the limited access to educational resources. So students who lack access to digital technologies such as computers and the internet are limited in their ability to access online educational resources. So this could lead disparity in learning outcomes between students who have access to digital technologies and those who do not have. So the lack of access to digital resources also limits opportunities for online research and collaborative learning. So as we know, in this 21st century, we are more onto technology. So we search information in technology. We gather information through technology. And sometimes since we have the COVID-19, our education is pure online. So this is the reason why those who don't have the technology or access of resources can't learn through internet, since during the COVID-19 we only have online classes. So because of the lack of access or the lack of resources, they don't have the opportunity to learn. And then next we have the inability to participate in online learning. So many educational institutions are increasingly adopting online learning as a means of delivering education to students. So the digital divide, however, makes it difficult for students without access to digital technologies to participate in online learning. So this could result in students missing out on valuable learning opportunities and falling behind in their studies. So as I said earlier, without these particular resources, because of lack of resources or limited access to these particular resources, students can't learn, especially during the COVID-19, like what I've said earlier. During the COVID-19, we only have online classes because students are not, or young or youth are not allowed to go to school to learn. So we only have online classes as a means of our learning and teaching. So in this case, students who do not have access to these particular resources cannot cannot learn or cannot gain the knowledge from the school. So third is we have reduced opportunities for digital literacy. So with the increasing use of digital technologies in the modern world, digital technologists may be limited in their ability. So here, since reduced opportunities for digital literacy, sometimes our teachers keep in asking are you a technology literate? So some of us may say yes, some of us may say no. It's because we are not more into technology. Even me myself, I don't consider myself as digital literate because I'm not really that knowledgeable in terms of technology. So that may part of I don't have the opportunity to learn the computers before, so that I'm not yet technology literate. So digital literacy has become a critical skill. Students without access to digital technologies may be limited in their ability to develop this skill, putting them at a disadvantage in the job market. So some of the places such as in the mountains, they don't have really that particular opportunity to have that particular resources. So since um, this particular digital literacy is part already of our critical thinking skill, so it means that students who don't have access to digital technologies, their capabilities or their ability in terms to develop this particular skill is not enough. So it could be called as digital illiterate. So next, fourth is unequal access to educational opportunities. So the digital divide also creates a disparity in educational opportunities between students in urban and rural areas. Students in urban areas may have better access to digital technologies and resources than those in rural areas, leading to an unequal distribution of educational opportunities. So of course, when you go to the city, there are many computer shop, peso Wi-Fi, and it may be easy to access by the people in there than in some places who don't have that particular thing. So it is unequal. Next, the fifth one is higher cost of education. So students without access to digital technologies may have to rely on traditional means of learning, which can be more expensive. So for example, they may have to purchase textbooks instead of accessing digital versions online. So this could make education more expensive for these students, so leading to a further disadvantage. So yes, the cost of the books, we can deny the fact that the cost of the books for in this generation is getting higher. Why? It's because there is we students or even all of the people just basing on the online, the information online. And how about those people who don't have the capabilities to go to the peso Wi-Fi, to the computer shop, or to buy cell phones? So meaning they will buy textbooks or the traditional means of learning, and it costs so much. So that is the digital divide. So to conclude the digital divide has a significant impact on the educational system. It limits access to educational resources, opportunities for digital literacy, and participation in online learning. So it also creates an equal distribution of educational opportunities and increase the cost of education for some students. So in this case, it's really it's a big impact to the educational system since we are 21st century learners and the technology is arising. So that's a part of global issues and also affect our educational system. Next, global issue is the education inequality and access. So what is education inequality and access, and how does it affect the educational system? So education inequality and access refers to the disparity in access to educational opportunities and resources between different groups of people. These inequality and lack of access have significant impacts on the educational system. So, education inequality and access from its word education, then inequality, and then access. So I know some of us, or for those people who experience poverty, don't have the opportunity to go to school and prefer to work instead to gain money or for living. So education inequality and access includes the following. So first, we have limited educational opportunities. So education inequality and lack of access limits educational opportunities for certain groups of people, such as those living in poverty, rural areas, or marginalized communities. This could result in lower levels of educational attainment and lower life chances for these individuals. So as I said earlier, people who are living or who experience poverty, some of them don't have the opportunity to be sent in school. It's because they don't have enough money to provide for their children, or to go to school. And that is the reason why we just saw, or we can see in our environment that there are many youth who are working at a very young age. Second is higher dropout rates. So lack of access to education can lead to higher dropout rates, particularly for students from marginalized communities. This could result in a lower level of educational attainment and reduced opportunities for these individuals. So, because of absences, because of cutting classes, students maybe drop out from school. So, as we all know, maybe some of the school has these rules that if a student would be absent 3 to 5 days, he may the presence may be called, or it could be dropped out from the particular school. Third is reduced economic growth. So education is a key driver of economic growth. Education inequality and lack of access could limit the economic potential of certain communities, leading to reduced economic growth and development. So, economic growth. People or youth, according to Dr. Rizal, ang kabataan ang pag-asa na bayan. So, because of the youth can be a future. So, because of them, our economy will grow. But if not, then we are not the future of, or di tayo ang pag-asa ng bayan. Fourth is limited diversity and innovation. Education inequality could lead to limited diversity and innovation in the workforce. Individuals from marginalized communities may not have the same opportunities to develop their skills and talents, leading to a less diverse and less innovative workforce. Fifth, increased social inequality. Education inequality and lack of access could lead to increased social inequality. This could lead to a society with greater inequality, where certain groups have limited opportunities and reduced social mobility. So, to conclude the educational inequality and access, these have a significant impacts on the educational system. They limit educational opportunities, lead to a higher dropout rates, reduce economic growth, limit diversity and innovation, increase social inequality, and this address the issues it's very critical, and it can really impact our educational system. So again, the two of the examples of our global issues that can affect our educational system are digital divide, and also the educational inequality and access. That's all for today, and have a good day.